and we'll keep it pretty general as far as.
Don't throw me any curveballs.
No, my goal is to always make the color analyst look good, because you know basketball way more than I do. So my goal is it'll be a lot of, especially that half hour where we're kind of killing time, be a lot of probably like your experience and being in the playoffs. Hey. I figure we'll probably just do high level, like your experience being, in playoffs, as a player, coach, what this environment's like. We'll go high level because I don't know squat about them. And
Well, I don't either. I tried to find. Actually, I did. But
max preps is useful, but it's useful to a point, because I think that information is as good as those inputting it and updating it, which.
And you don't know exactly who's putting it in sometimes. Because I know when I was coaching, somebody.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We welcome you to ETC3's coverage of high school basketball in the playoffs, as first round action getting set to go here tonight. And, of course, we've mentioned on Facebook and, of course, the various social medias here over the past couple of days, ETC making a little bit of history here tonight, as we'll have 3 live playoff games airing simultaneously across the various ETC channels. Caleb Frady and head coach Suzanne Pass joining with you from Gilmer High School as Region 7 AAA, the Lady Cats, the 2 seed out of that region, hosting the Ringgold Lady Tigers here tonight. And before we dive too much into the matchups, Coach, you are veteran of playoff basketball as a player, as a coach. Going into that first round, it's kind of almost like a new season in a way. The emotions as a player and a coach.
Yes, definitely. Player, it's a different game, a different team that you're playing, somebody you may not have seen. As a coach, you're having to dig back in and kind of start over at times. But, you've made it this far. You've got a good group. You've got a good program going. You just kind of add with it. So,
talk about your experience. Of course, you won a state championship as a player your junior year for Coach Farmer there as a Lady Rebel, and then leading the Lady Rebels for a decade there. How different is playoff time versus regular season? It's such a grind. Whereas you come playoff time, it could be one and done.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing about playoffs. You looking back at the beginning of the season, you've got 20 games. Sun's going to come up tomorrow. You're going to play another one, but playoffs, it's do or die. And when you've got seniors out there, this could be it for them, and that's something you try to prevent. Coach Farmer always told us, there's going to be one team that's not a loser, and everybody else is going to be a loser across the state. And you try to tell them that, but you don't want to, I guess, hurt their feelings too much. But it's the truth. Playoffs, it's do or die. Absolutely.
As a coach, you've been in those environments, that season-long grind. When it gets this late in the season, of course, you've went through region tournament, and you've went into now getting into the postseason. Have you kind of got what you got, or can you manage making some adjustments? How do you scout for a team that you maybe haven't seen all year? How does that manage knowing do you even have kind of what you got, or can you kind of manipulate your team a little bit?
I think it's according to the type of team you've got. If you've got that strong leadership, especially with your juniors and seniors, I think you can change a few things. I know several years ago we played Jefferson. We'd always played man-to-man, always played man-to-man defense. And we played them in the region tournament, and we threw a 2-3 at them. And it totally blew their mind. And my kids hadn't played a 2-3 all season. And so which I had that group. I had that certain group that could make the changes and do what was asked. So I think it's according to what you have, the experience you have.
Absolutely. We'll talk a little bit about the matchup here tonight. Of course, we mentioned all three of our channels in action here tonight. So if you're watching at home and want to be flipping back and forth, everybody should be live now with pregame coverage. All three of our games on the ETC channels tip at 6 o'clock. Of course, Lovett and Fannin, Lady Rebels, tangling there. They'll be on channel 9 in standard definition, 402 on your HD channels. Stevenson traveling up to Pickens, and the Dragonettes on channel 3 and 403 in HD. Jeremy Green, Tim Toe up at Fannin, and then Dave Garner, Don Enos at Pickens. And then, of course, we've got the Gilmer game against Ringgold here. And looking at our matchup, Ringgold comes into this contest 18-9 on the season. They're 11-6 in Region 6 AAA. Fourth in the regular season, but we're able to advance up to third via the region tournament. Of course, that's a top-heavy region for sure. Sonoraville, Caholla Creek, and Rockmart, those first three seeds as well. And, of course, Ringgold able to beat Rockmart in the region tournament to advance into that 3 seed to take on the Lady Cats here tonight, who, of course, 17-6 in the regular season, 9-3 in Region 7 AAA competition, finished third in the region in the regular season. Of course, the Lady Cats, by a lot of folks' estimation, a preseason region favorite. And falling short here with 3 region losses on the season. One of those to White County, who finished second in region play. Then, of course, in the region tournament, Gilmer able to beat White, get a little bit of revenge there, and secure that 2 seed, which puts Gilmer taking on Ringgold here. So, of course, here for the Gilmer out of the Region 7 AAA. Lumpkin, of course, the 1 seed. They're hosting Rockmart, the 4 out of Region 6. Of course, Gilmer and Ringgold here tonight. Then White County traveling to Caholla Creek in the 3 seed. And then the 4 seed North Hall is on the road at Sonoraville, who is 15-1 in the region out of 6 AAA. So that is a tough one for sure.
Some good matchups. Be some good games tonight.
So Lady Cats and Ringgold, our matchup here. Margaret Stockberger, head coach of the Ringgold Lady Tigers. Been around that program a long time as well. And you take a look on paper between Ringgold and the Lady Cats, relatively even records. That 2-3 matchup in the postseason, a 1 and a 4, you expect that one to advance relatively easily unless it's a really deep region. But that 2-3 matchup, that's where it gets a little dicey.
It's important. It's tough, especially when you probably played them already, twice?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's I've heard really good things of Gilmer. I've heard she's got a really good group, works hard, makes the changes, and so, with them upsetting, White to get the 2 seed, that shows you a lot right there that she's got a great group.
Absolutely. Of course, we saw one of those White County matchups right here on ETC3. We take a look around the viewing area. We'll go, of course, here at the Gilmer game tonight. We'll talk the Fannin bracket as well. Of course, AA region champions for the Lady Rebels out of Region 7 in AA, taking on Lovett there tonight. You mentioned as you were pulling out of the high school, Lovett was rolling in those charter buses.
Rolling in, yeah. They travel in style.
They always do. Of course, Region 7 matched up with Region 6 across GHSA, so it's a similar matchup we saw for the Rebel football team back during the postseason with Lovett coming up to Blue Ridge as well. And then on the flip side of that bracket, we're Fannin to advance tonight. They would take on the winner of the Heard County-Banks County matchup out of Region 5 and Region 8. And then out of AAA, we talked about the Gilmer matchup here tonight as well, where Gilmer to advance. They're going to be looking at the winner of the Greater Atlanta Christian Oconee County matchup, which Greater Atlanta Christian is
that's a bear.
That's a machine for sure. And out of Quad A, of course, the Dragonettes at home as region champions out of 7 Quad A, taking on Stevenson. And that 1 seed allows you just so much more flexibility that if you're able to advance, you got that choice matchup in the first round. To go to the second round, you're taking on a 2 or a 3. If you get a 3 upset of a 2, you're in good shape to maybe go a couple of rounds deep into the playoffs.
And you're still home.
Yep, absolutely.
That's the big thing. Since Georgia High School has changed that, several years ago, it's been nice because that's, one more thing to work for at the region tournaments to get that home court advantage. It's so big.
Talk about that. That's one thing I thought about when we were talking earlier, just about that difference between the regular season and going to the postseason. Home court advantage. Ringgold 7-6 away from its home gym this season. I know during the regular season that's probably tough, but when it comes playoff time, does it change much leaving home to come on the road?
I think so, because you've got that, it's got to win. If not, we're done. And then you're coming in. They've probably never played here, have they? I don't
think so.
Okay. And so you're coming into a new style, and, there's so many new gyms out there now that are laid out so differently. And when you go in, it's even with this gym's been here since I played. But it was always a change for us of how it was laid out. So I do think, traveling is a big deal, especially I saw where Towns County is traveling to, toward Columbus for the first round. So, it's not as far as this, but just imagine having to go that far. That's huge with kids. They say, well, take them down and let them spend the night. Well, you let them spend the night in the hotel. That's gets them out of their routine. But then if you get them up too early and they travel all day, that really messes with them. So I think home court, that's just the way it is. That's what you've got to play for, which, if you've got the team that's mentally ready and does well on the road, you've got a chance at it because it's the same thing, same size, same basketball and all that. So, but I think home court, it's such a huge advantage. You got your fans. You got ETC.
That's right. That's a good point, and especially come playoff time, because you could be in a situation where first round's usually not always too terribly bad. I think they do try to pair those regions up to where it's a reasonable drive. Right. But sometimes you can't help. You're just the way it lays out. Yeah. But that second round, if you're able, that 1 seed, I think that's where that 1 seed comes into such a big advantage. You look at Pickens, where the Lady Dragonettes they've been able to advance tonight. You're looking at the winner of Mount Zion out of Jonesboro. That's not the easiest ride in the world. And then North Oconee, you're coming from over in Athens. And same for Gilmer here tonight. Greater Atlanta Christian, Oconee County, that you may have to go on the road to see Greater Atlanta Christian. Mm-hmm. That how much can having to leave the gym and go, 2-3 hours down the road in a bus. How much can that mess with a team?
I think it messes with them tremendously. But there again, if you've got that team, that mature team that's been there, done that, it helps them. But if you've got some young kids and this may be their first trip to the tournament, I think it does mess with them. But that's what you play for. And then, tournament time, you want to be on you want to keep going. So it doesn't matter if you got to drive 4 hours. These kids are motivated. They'll do what you ask them to.
Of course, the girls not the only team here in our viewing area in action here in this first round. The Pickens boys out of Region 7 4A able to make the 3 seed out of that region, and they are on the road in the first round to take on Stevenson, which will certainly be a tough challenge for the Dragons, and the winner of that one gets the privilege of taking on the winner of Cedar Shoals and Mount Zion. So they'll have their hands full, whoever wins that one for sure. As we get you set here, still about 15 minutes away from tip-off here tonight as we get set. Looks like we're about to have the Lady Cats make their appearance onto the floor for the first time since the opening shoot-around, and the Lady Cats are taking the floor, of course, in those home white uniforms as they get set to go for the shoot-around here in pregame with about 15 minutes to go before the tip. Caitlin Frady, Suzanne Pass with you here from LJ. And again, 3 contests all taking place here tonight on the ETC networks as Lady Rebels at home in Blue Ridge, and of course the Dragonettes at home in Jasper. All those games will tip at 6 Eastern here tonight.
Good North Georgia basketball right there. Representing us very well.
Well, and talk about this season, too. The playoffs probably mean a little something more if you've been able to make the playoffs this year. I would imagine just in a COVID year where everything's different, your routine has got to be different. One thing I feel like I've heard from coaches across any sport, this year presents so many more different challenges because you never know who you're going to have available at practice.
You don't, and that's the thing. It's different every day. I came into my classroom last week, had a full class, lost 5 just like that. The contact tracing, it's tough. And, with sports, it's, if you don't play contact in basketball, you're not going to win. I mean, you've got to be moving. You've got to be taking care of yourself. And, it could be that your kids are perfectly healthy. They just come in contact with somebody that's positive. And as a coach, I think it's very stressful. This is the game plan you put in last night. What if you go to school tomorrow and, hey, this one can't play for the next 6 days? So it's tough. It's tough on coaches. It's very tough on kids. And, we always hear about high school kids. It's so hard on. I've got an elementary school kid. It's just as difficult with her, with school, with everything. So it's just rough. I mean, it's not fair for these kids. I mean, I wish there was something we could do for it. But, even my tennis kids, I've just got 3 back today. We play an outdoor sport, but I've lost 3 for 2 weeks. And it wasn't even tennis related. It was classroom related. So, and I get it. Our admin, they're trying to be smart and protect us and protect our kids, but it's that not knowing.
Yeah. It's a tough situation for sure, which I would imagine makes success this season all that sweeter, knowing you've had to work through so many more challenges and logistical hurdles to get to make it this far and have a good, successful season.
Yeah, a lot of people. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know if we'd make it through football. The way everything was, and we lost our football team there for quarantine, and softball was quarantined, and our entire band was quarantined. So it's been. We made it through wrestling, brought home a state championship. Gilmer didn't. I want to say did they win state too, Gilmer, in wrestling?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. But, with wrestling, if you can make it through wrestling, you should be able to make it through any sport.
I was going to say, there's nothing more contact than that.
And, living where we are, a lot of times we'll play North Carolina schools. And North Carolina is having the players play with masks on. And to me, that's almost a liability on the other end. What if you have a kid get out there and overheat, or they've got asthma, and So it's
well, and of course, North Carolina didn't play fall sports,
right.
so you had a lot of kids dipping down, trying to come down here to play ball. I know
Towns County got a couple.
Towns County, Union County picked up some guys as well, as you know, and that's so tough as a senior, knowing that's your last shot to get to play. As these two teams continue to warm up here. We see Margaret Stockberger there on the sidelines for Ringgold. Longtime presence on the sidelines there.
Yes, I remember her.
I was going to say, you know, just from your playing days and then coaching, I'm sure your paths have crossed with a lot of these coaches that we see across the viewing area, but then a lot of these region schools kind of adjacent that come up here and play.
Oh, yeah, and summer camps. And I remember this lady. Yeah, she's old school from what I remember. And you don't see that a lot now.
No.
Coach Farmer's all the time talking about when he did this and when he did that. I was like, Coach, you can't do what you did 20 years ago.
How is Coach?
He's awesome. Now, he was sick probably a month, 2 months ago. He had the COVID, and I guess it's okay for me to say that. But anyway, he was in the hospital, but he's too mean. That's what I told him. I said, if really COVID, like it's going to take you out. You know, he's been through so much, but he's doing well. He stays active and works the rec department and gives lessons to the younger ones. And I try to get him to rough my child up, but he takes it too easy on her. Now, he roughed me up, but he won't rough her up. But he's good.
I was wondering about him earlier today, just in working, doing research for the game, just looking back at just the amazing success that program had under his watch and such a long run of dominance in the North Georgia area. I mean, I remember when I was in high school, you know, Gilmer going to play Rebels, like, you knew you were going to have your hands full, and honestly, you knew you were probably going to lose too. I mean, you just expected that.
Yeah, it was, you know, a lot of people were scared of him. Even, you know, I played for him for 4 years, coached with him for 4, and, you know, everybody talked about what a bear he was, and he was. Like, he demanded excellence. Like, we knew if we didn't do what he wanted to do, we were going to run the next day. We were going to get yelled at. We were going to get a clipboard broke. We were going to – but that motivated us. You know, we weren't the soft ones to where it was like, you know, in 4 years, I don't think he ever told us we played good. You know, even when we won a state championship, I don't ever remember him saying, "Good job, girls." And we called him on that a couple years ago when they had the Hall of Fame. We were like, "Coach, you still haven't told us good job." He goes, "Well, I ain't going to now either." And I was like, we loved him.
Talk about the lessons from, you know, all sports teach lessons, but being a part as a player and then as a coach of a program that has had, you know, such success. What's that teach you for life?
Everything. I mean, you've got to work with people. You know, you've got to work through adversity. You know, everything's not going to go your way. You're not going to always start, or you're not always going to get the high points. You have to work through it. And that's one thing I can say he taught us is you never quit. You always work. I don't care if you're tired, if you're hurt, you pick it up and you play through it.
Absolutely.
So, and that's, you know, with teaching, kids are not the same every day. You know, today's group was this, tomorrow's group, you don't know what that kid's been through since he left school, and it's the same thing with sports, which I think a lot of times, a lot of our kids, well, no, I'm not saying our kids, but in 21 years of education, a lot of my players, they've played sports for the out of being at home, or stuff that is going on, or, you know, bad grades, or they just need that structure. So sports is great. I mean, it's a lot, and sometimes it gets blown way out. You know what I mean? Like sometimes the kids can't just be kids and play. It has to come, you know, from others or whatever. But you know, we were always taught you just never quit. You always hustle. You give it up. I mean, you just don't ever quit. That's the big thing.
Talk about players not being able to play. I was watching a video the other day of Frank Martin, who's the University of South Carolina men's basketball coach, talk about players and, you know, really parents more than that, and the parent interaction with coaches. And he was talking about how his kids play rec ball, and it's a Sunday morning, and they're playing a game, and he said there was a parent riding the official. And he said, that guy could be in church, or he could be at home, but he's here reffing this game, and he's probably making $20.
Exactly.
And he's like, do you think that ref's out for your kid? And he's like, I really don't think that's the case. And he talked about that relationship, how as a coach, he refuses to deal with his kid's coach. He said, that's your coach, I'm your parent. If what he says to do, you should do it.
Exactly, and there should be more like that. That would be a huge help to so many coaches. And with mine being in rec, I see now where it starts. A lot of the issues start in rec, and it just moves up through the middle school and then back to the high school, which, if you've got some good coaches that nip it in the bud real quick and you've got the administration that supports it, you're good to go. But, yeah, I think a lot of it starts at young. All-stars, everybody plays all-stars. Everybody is an all-star in rec, you got your 4 or 5 teams. And, we've got some really good players. We have watched some really good 8U and 10U teams. Even watched a couple 12Us this season. And there's some potential out there. But one thing, and I've had to tell myself this, the first year on my daughter, I was that mean person. I was that mean parent. And I think I have learned from other parents how not to yell at your kid. So, and I think it dampens the relationship with the player and the parent sometimes. Just I guess when you got that coach that's on you about this or that or correcting you, and then you hear it from your parents also, you need a little bit of positive encouragement.
Absolutely. Well, I'm positive that we're going to have a good game here this evening as the 2 and 3 seeds get set to tangle in the first round of the GHSA playoffs, as the 3 seed out of Region 6 AAA, Ringgold, has traveled over east to LJ, and the Gilmer Lady Cats, the 2 seed out of Region 7 AAA. Of course, again, talking about Ringgold, 18-9 on the regular season, 11-6 in region play, good for 4th place out of that region in the regular season, earning 3rd via the region tournament. Gilmer 17-6 on the regular season, 9-3 in region play, good for 3rd in the regular season, and able to snag 2nd via the region tournament. The starting lineups, while have not been announced here in the arena yet, we have got here in the arena, and for Ringgold, the starting 5. Riley Nayadley, number 2. Number 3, Maggie Reed. Number 10, Bailey Pitts. Number 11, Addie Broom. And number 12, Rachel Lopez. Again, for the Ringgold Lady Tigers and Margaret Stockberger's squad out of Catoosa County. Then, of course, for the Gilmer Lady Cats, familiar lineup that we have certainly seen many times this year. Number 1, Ellie Callahan, the junior. Number 4, Hope Caldwell, the senior. Number 11, Beth Burnett, the senior. Number 20, Emma Deaton, the senior, and number 24, Emma Callahan, the senior. As an experienced group for Coach Suzanne Nunn, they region champions from a season ago, came in with a lot of preseason expectations, back hosting in the playoffs once again. Can pressure like that, knowing you were good last year, you bring everybody back and you should be good again, is that pressure helpful, or does it sometimes add a little extra too much?
Oh, gosh, that's a tough one. Sometimes it could be a beneficial thing, and sometimes it can bite you. But, I remember some of these names. She's got a very good senior group, very strong senior group. I remember those Callahan girls. And they were very, very good and good leaders when they were younger. So I think she's got a good group. I think she's going to be okay. Watching them warm up, they seem relaxed, but you don't want them too relaxed. You want them to be, you need to feed them some gunpowder before, but they look ready.
Certainly what you want to see in shoot around. Can you tell sometimes in shoot around what you're going to get out of the game, out of your squad?
I think so, especially with girls. I can remember going over in the region championship, gosh, it's been forever ago, and we had couple players that carried us. They were our go-to kids, and I could see it in one of their eyes at warm-up. She was not ready. She was not focused. She was not ready. The night before, she had like 22 points. Next game, she had 4. We came up a little short. But, yeah, girls can give it away. But look at their faces. They look ready. Coach looks ready.
Coach looks ready. Got a big smile on her face as we get set to go here in LJ. About 90 seconds away from the buzzer. I believe we're about to get the starting lineups as both teams head back to the respective benches. Going to peel off the warm-ups and get set to get the postseason underway. Of course, we mentioned the starting lineup to you there just a moment ago. And we're going to send it down to the floor here momentarily for the starting lineups as well as the national anthem. To the floor as we get set for opening ceremonies, the national anthem, and then starting lineups for both of these two. Ringgold and Gilmer, first round of the playoffs, set to get underway here in LJ. National anthem complete here in LJ, and we'll send it back down to the floor for the starting lineups for both teams. Starting 5 for the Lady Cats and the Ringgold Lady Tigers, announced here inside the Gilmer High School gymnasium. As again for Ringgold, Riley Nayadley, Maggie Reed, Bailey Pitts, Addie Broom, and Rachel Lopez. For the Ringgold Lady Tigers in the black with blue numbers and white trim. Meanwhile for Gilmer, Ellie Callahan, Hope Caldwell, Beth Burnett, Emma Deaton, and Emma Callahan. The starting 5 for the Lady Cats in the home whites with the purple numbers and lettering and the black trim. Of course, no tip-off this year due to COVID. Ringgold inbounds it as the road team. And we're underway here in LJ.
It's still so crazy, no jump ball.
Outside for a long two. That one is in and good as Bailey Pitts records her first 2 points of the game.
Good shot.
Good way to get started here on the road.
Going in.
Underneath there to Caldwell. That shot no good. Fighting for the ball underneath. That one right on the line, and Ringgold able to come back with it.
Oh, yeah. They're not being shy. They're getting after it.
Drive to the basket, bounce pass. Three-pointer up and good. As Caroline Hemphill.
I don't think she was on the starting lineup, was she?
Didn't think she was. We must have had a late change there to the book. I admit I got that book pretty early here.
I think that's what they were discussing here just a second ago. Going into flex, look at that. Oh.
Bounce pass outside. It's a 5-0 lead. Drive to glass underneath. Caldwell with the first baskets for the Lady Cats. Gilmer going to turn some pressure on here in the backcourt.
See if they can handle it.
Ringgold gets through it.
Good block.
Underneath, it'll be Ringgold's ball.
Good defense. Oh. Nope.
That one nearly getting away there.
Yep.
Bounce pass. That one lost for a second.
Oh, that's got to be. There you.
That one's going to be the first on Bailey Pitts.
That's a game changer right there. If you got somebody that can take a charge, that makes that offensive player think when she comes dribbling in there. It was a nice charge.
I expect you talk about old school for Coach Stockberger. You expect a physical team for sure.
Definitely. Nice. It was a nice pass. She sealed her inside very well.
And McCallahan makes it a 1-point game here for the Lady Cats. Gilmer with the pressure once again.
Look at that.
And a misfire there as that one over the head out of the outstretched arms of Bailey Pitts, trying to reach up and corral that thing in a little too hard for her.
It's a lot of pressure. That's good pressure right there for the first couple minutes. They can keep that up. It's going to make all the difference in the world. Oh.
That one off the rim and no good. Rebounded by the Tigers. And there's going to be that travel as Rachel Lopez.
That's good defense. That's just a hustle play. That's you don't coach that. That's just hustle. That was awesome.
It's evident just looking at what's on the floor. Gilmer's got a little bit of a height advantage underneath, in particular with Ellie Callahan.
Yes.
And we've already seen Hope Caldwell go to the basket underneath as well. And I certainly imagine that's going to be Gilmer's MO here this afternoon, as they'll try to drive the ball inside and earn those shots.
Good position on the rebound. Oh, good hustle. Oh, out of bounds. Thought he was going to call a foul.
Remember, they were fighting and scrapping, and they've let them play here so far. Of course, there's a couple minutes expired here in our first quarter.
Wide open.
And the point-blank shot missed, and then over-tossed on the second attempt there. Emma Deaton, she's frustrated with herself.
She'll get there. She's got to keep shooting.
Can't get frustrated early knowing there's so much more to go.
Oh, yeah. You've come this far. Oh. Wow.
Another whistle, and this one's again on Bailey Pitts. That's her second. She is in trouble quickly, and they're going to have to go get her. She takes 2 fouls here in the opening 4 minutes and a timeout on the floor.
She's very physical.
She is, and didn't like the second foul call there as they were just fighting for the ball. And that'll be Jade Gaynor coming in for her. Gaynor wearing number 33.
Going to the bench real fast. But you can't let her play that long.
Absolutely, and it was Addie Broom, number 11, that we had slated as our starter that did not start.
Yeah, when they called that starting lineup, she didn't go out, and then I saw the coach come over, so I don't know.
A last-minute change.
I feel like I'm going to get something thrown at me with all these Gilmer parents coming in. Oh.
Some contact there underneath. Good job by Caldwell to reel that one in and keep it from going out. Go to Burnett on the wing inside underneath. This time
nice pass.
Gilmer's getting looks, just haven't been able to get them to fall, but then Emma Callahan gets that one in. She's got 4 of Gilmer's 6 points, and the Lady Cats with the first lead of the game.
A lot of pressure. Oh. They're hustling, both teams.
Long 2 there for Rachel Lopez, nothing but net.
And the 7 points they've got, it just seems like it's been nice little easy shots. Gilmer's had to work for everything they've got.
Yes, that's exactly
Rebounds,
right.
Posting up.
Spin underneath
nice
there.
move.
Callahan, that one. Gilmer's getting looks. They're just struggling to get those things to fall. Underneath, there's that height advantage coming to Gilmer's aid. Good swarm defense.
Having that tall girl can make all the difference.
Maggie Reed with the second chance. Couldn't get that one to fall. She's smarting a little bit as she comes back down the floor. I think a little contact underneath the basket.
Oh, there's contact on both ends. I can't say. It's going both ways. And I like when they let them play, as long as they keep it under control. Oh.
Hope Caldwell with the basket. Boy, a good opportunity here for
Double
Ringgold.
dribble. Good defense.
And Maggie Reed gets whistled for the double dribble. So that's 3 self-inflicted turnovers here on Ringgold. We have a couple of travels and now that double dribble.
Yeah. Some of them look a little winded.
They do.
By this time, you've got to be in shape. I like how they take control down here. Number 4.
Got a good crowd.
Nice back door.
That one misfired and taken away by Ringgold.
Good hustle play. Saved them 2 there.
We got a good crowd joining us right behind us here this afternoon. Of course, it's playoff time.
Hey, Gilmer always shows up.
Ringgold's brought a nice little group on the far side over there. And a jump ball possession arrow.
I guarantee you, Fannin, Gilmer, Pickens are both going to have number crowds tonight.
Absolutely. Of course, it was busy. I came in, it looked like there was a baseball game.
Tennis match.
Tennis was going on as well.
So they're probably just having their matches and practices and coming right over to support the Lady Cats.
The crowd may not be done filing in quite yet. Underneath. Emma Deaton, her first basket.
One thing I've noticed about Gilmer is they're using their screens very well. And when you do that, you trust each other, you come off of it, you're going to get a lot of wide open looks like that.
Tossed away and a whistle as Gilmer's going to sub, but Margaret Stockberger wanting a 30-second timeout to talk with her squad. Down by 3 here with 2 minutes to play in our first quarter. Your observations here so far?
Hey, they're getting at it, both teams. Nobody's shying away. And I feel like the score should be higher than that.
Well, and it really could be, especially for Gilmer. They've had several baskets that have just bounced off the rim, come off the glass. And, of course, Ringgold's turned the ball over 3 times on its end. So we certainly could have a much more higher scoring matchup here.
Well, neither one of them are playing scared. You can tell that. They are fired up and they are ready to go. Nobody wants to go home tonight. Yeah, there's still more people coming in. This place is going to be packed. It was like this 20 years ago.
That's how it should be.
Exactly.
Get a bunch of folks in here and enjoy the game.
Especially with everything the way the world is with COVID and everything. This is your chance. You come out.
Absolutely. Enjoy the distraction. Of course, Gilmer has went to the bench, and Lark Reese, number 10's into the contest here. And Brooke Wilson, during that timeout, she has checked into the contest as well. So Gilmer with a couple of subs here in a 3-point lead.
Still playing man. Oh, yes.
An offensive foul. This one on Riley Nayadley.
That's her second charge, isn't it?
That's going to be her first. Pitts has 2.
Okay. No. Gilmer.
Oh, yes, you're correct.
That's what I was thinking. Look at that.
Underneath. Got the matchup she wanted.
She's ready to go. Keep feeding her the ball.
Emma Deaton with 4 points now.
You shouldn't be getting that ball inside of the post like that from that high up.
Reed dumps it off to Lopez, who's going to drive into the lane, gets swallowed up by that defense, an offline shot.
Good hustle.
Ringgold had it back there for a second.
They're just getting out scrap. Got a mismatch in there.
Absolutely.
She's wanting it.
They set that screen, and that was going to go on the Cats. Emma Deaton whistled for the illegal screen. That's her first foul. And Gilmer's first here in this first quarter with a 5-point lead for the Lady Cats.
And they're pretty deep. That's good to have some versatility when you can bring them in and out, especially when you're get them winded or get a foul or two, or if you just want to pull them out and talk to them.
Yeah, we've seen Gilmer with a couple of substitutions already. Confident in those bench players. Beautiful cut underneath the basket. That one up and in. As Amber Gaynor coming in off the bench with 2 points.
Go up.
Stop and shoot. Couldn't get that one to fall as Lark Reese made that last shot of the first quarter. And our first 8 minutes are complete and in the books. 12-9 our score. And Coach, you mentioned it, a physical battle underneath, and Gilmer not afraid to set those feet, take those charges, and I think we see what we're going to be in store for here.
Very physical, and I like how they're playing. I mean, they're not afraid to throw it inside. Their posts are posting up beautifully. And their defense, I mean, their defense is getting at it, which I know they're playing man, then they got their press. It's very effective. They play well together.
Absolutely.
They're clicking very well together.
You can tell it's an experienced team that has played a lot of games together. Of course, we look at the scorebook here so far. Hope Caldwell with 4 points, Emma Deaton with 4 points, and Emma Callahan with 4 points. That's the scoring for Gilmer. Ringgold with Bailey Pence with 2, Rachel Lopez with 2, Caroline Hemphill's got 3, and Amber Gaynor with 2 as well.
Spread out. That's what makes you a good team, too, is when you have those multiple players that can score. You know, you've seen some teams where they just have the 1 or 2 that's the big-time scorers, and that's who they rely on. And then when you shut them down, you struggle.
So 3-point contest as we go to quarter 2.
Went to his own.
A little adjustment here during that timeout break.
Keeping them covered. Oh.
Going to be a reach-in foul. Reach-in foul on Hope Caldwell. That's her first.
I remember watching her play as a freshman. Spunky, and she's still got it. She may be a little meaner now than what she was. That's good.
Absolutely.
I've seen her play tennis. She's just as mean out there.
Got a competitive drive for sure.
Oh, gosh, yes. That's what you got to have. And that's something you don't teach. You don't coach that. That comes from within.
This one gets turned over on the bounce pass.
Good post. Oh.
This will be Ringgold's ball.
You're all right. You're all right. Read the ball, Emma. Read.
Brief pause there for Amber Gaynor to tie her shoe there as she gets set to inbound it.
That killer 2-2-1 that Gilmer's known for.
Gilmer has certainly applied the good pressure here. Long two, that one just off the mark. Lopez has not been afraid to shoot it.
Nice job.
Emma Callahan with 6 points now.
She's playing like a senior. She does not want to go home.
Gilmer with a good job on that trap there. Long two, that one's good. Riley Nay-Adley.
Another just nice shot.
Ringgold's had good looks, and they've been able to make a good chunk of those. And Gilmer working inside, you kind of see the different ways they want to score.
Don't force it. Yeah, Gilmer's having to work for theirs. I feel like Ringgold is, like I said, it's just good set shots open. And they're moving the ball to get them the looks.
Nearly loses it.
And there she goes again.
Nay-Adley to not travel. That one rebounded here by Deaton. That one out to Burnett. Callahan. Drives it in lane, gets it to fall.
Good shot.
Emma Callahan, the senior, 8 points now.
And her emotion never changes. She's constantly with that same look. I love that. But there's the shooter over in the corner.
Now the downside, if Gilmer's able to keep working that ball inside and score, and Ringgold has a little bit of a drought, as a three-pointer up and no good, Gilmer can really inch away a little bit here.
Yeah, it was a good shot, just off a little bit.
First time we've really seen Gilmer want to shoot it from long range. Wide open look. Off the mark, rebounded by the Cats as Nay-Adley threw that one up.
Ringo looks a little winded. Oh.
Good job, just hold on to that thing. Here's Burnett for three. That one rolls in and out.
She's got to keep shooting.
And a jump ball with the possession arrow, keeping it on the Lady Cats end of the floor.
Good job, Anna.
She's got lots of players she can go with, and I haven't seen the level of ability fall off at all.
No, it's a 5-point lead, and I believe the starting five are back into the contest now, so that tells you, excuse me, -1 Lark Reed still in the contest with a couple of bench players able to extend that lead out.
Good rebound position.
Nay-Adley eventually comes down with it. Here's Lopez.
Good defense.
And will be drive to the basket, and that'll be a foul.
It's a good defensive play and way to draw that foul, because she's going to have to earn those points, but hey, getting them in foul trouble, getting their size out of there, that's going to be beneficial at the end.
Well, that's the second on Nay-Adley, so
that's two with them. It's got 2 fouls, 2 starters.
now we've seen the free throw shooting bite the Lady Cats at times this season, so playoffs are not the time that you want to go cold from the charity stripe.
It's a girl thing. There we go.
That one gets in there as Beth Burnett at the line gets 1 of 2. She's in the scorebook for the first time.
Nice defense.
And that one gets taken away. Gilmer inching away a little bit here.
Go after that third one. Oh, good job.
Off the mark there from Brooke Wilson, but that was a beautiful pass and setup. We got a 30-second timeout from Margaret Stockberger and the Ringgold Lady Tigers. 4 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. It's a 17-11 game. It seems like Gilmer inching away a little bit there. You see a little bit of that intensity from Coach Stockberger.
Yes, that's what I remember. They just got to keep chipping away, keep adding to it, getting those rebounds, keep going inside when they're open. And, you know, they've got 2 in foul trouble. I say foul trouble. They've got 2 in the second quarter. I would keep going in at number 2. Try to get her third one before half. Gilmer's not rattled. I mean, they're still. See what she stays. She's going back man.
Switched it to that zone there at the end of quarter 1.
Mm-hmm. You change it up, you make that other team think, you know, what am I running? What am I? It's a good shot.
Banks that one in. Amber Gaynor with 4 points now. That's the lead to 4, closest that Ringgold's been in the last few minutes. Callahan. Outside to Callahan, out of Arcarice.
And she's went to the zone. Nice shot.
Like you said, keep shooting it, they'll fall eventually.
Yep.
As Beth Burnett gets the 3-pointer, she's got 4 points. And Gilmer with its largest lead of the afternoon.
And if they can get hot and make some outside shots, because they've got their big girls out, and they're going to protect the inside right now. Take it back to her.
Burnett thought about it. Underneath.
They've got some size advantage if they'll work it in, which it can be difficult in the zone, but they got those shooters. Ah, she stepped out.
And out of bounds over there on the far side was Burnett trying to corral that loose ball.
Thank you.
Lopez in the lane, good spin move there, and boy, beautiful
That
job
was
to
nice.
avoid the traffic.
Oh, stepped out. Great rebound. Yeah, number 2, she's a hustler. Seems very fundamentally sound.
Nice inbounds play, couldn't get it to fall. Gilmer with the rebound, but a little bit of trouble there underneath. Well, Burnett's had looks if she wants to take them.
Mm-hmm.
Last 2 trips down.
I know this crowd's wanting her to shoot it.
Three-pointer.
Good rebound. Nice
In
job.
and out. And Emma Deaton with the second chance points. And a 9-point lead now for the Lady Cats, approaching 2 minutes to go before the half. Gilmer really going to turn the pressure up now.
Charlotte charge. Look at that. There we go.
That is the 3rd charge on Ringgold here this afternoon, and Gilmer not afraid to plant those feet.
That's 3 for her. 3 charges. I think that's a steak dinner, Coach.
Rachel Lopez whistled for that one. It's her first foul.
And, you know, that's one of those player control. A lot of girls, it's hard for them to realize once they get that ball up, they got to control themselves, and that's exactly what that was. She just laid her out. And 20 was set for it, and it was beautiful. Textbook.
A little long on the 3-pointer. And a whistle on Gilmer underneath. That one's going to be on Emma Deaton.
Good job, Emma.
That's her second. So she'll come out of the contest here. Gilmer in really good shape foul-wise.
Yeah, minute 31 to the half. They're looking real well.
Deaton with 2. Hope Caldwell's got 1.
Look at that. Slow it down. They are dominating the boards. Wish I'd have kept up with that because they own the rebounds.
Absolutely. A whistle underneath.
Good take.
And that'll be a shooting foul here. Amber Gaynor whistled for the contact underneath. That's her first. Team's third. As Ellie Callahan makes the first two. Of course, this year they reset the fouls at the end of each quarter, which can really change things for you to get late in these quarters.
Definitely.
Callahan makes them both. Gilmer with a double-digit lead for the first time here this afternoon. Underneath. Good look, just couldn't get it to fall.
Good hustle. They're going to keep pushing at them.
Beautiful ball.
Oh, there we go.
Burnett for three.
Oh, yeah. She's money.
Beth Burnett with 7 points, her second three-pointer. This one taken away, stop and shoot.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Gilmer High Gymnasium comes to life on the back of a three-pointer and a turnover and a quick 5 points in just bang, bang succession.
Yes, that's amazing. 34 seconds for half. This is where you want to be at half. And you know they're going to come out in that press again looking for another steal. Even if they don't get a steal here, they just keep them from scoring. That's a huge advantage. Coach is pretty flustered down here.
She is. She took that timeout, I think, out of just pure frustration and desperation.
She's not said anything at all. It's the assistant coach, which sometimes that's what you got to have. Maybe she can motivate them.
I know the one particular assistant coach that's doing a lot of the talking was really flustered when that third charge got called down there on the other end, really imploring her, you've got to control your body in those situations to avoid that whistle.
Yep. She's going to back it up. They weren't expecting this. And that looked unsure. She come out dribbling the ball down the floor to see what offense she wanted.
You think out of timeout, you knew
You'd
that.
think you'd know, yeah.
That one falls in as Addie Broom.
Got time here.
Gets her first
Gotta
basket.
Go for one, ladies.
Good hustle there underneath by Gaynor, trying to knock that thing away. 10 seconds to go.
Now we got to work.
To Callahan. She'll drive underneath, bounce it back outside to Caldwell. Caldwell lets a three go. That one rolls off the rim. And at halftime, 29-15 the score. Gilmer with a double-digit lead here after a physical first half. Fighting underneath, got the long ball to work as well.
They are definitely battling. They are going to sleep well tonight and will be better asleep if they continue this. This is where you want to be. You just can't be satisfied when you come out.
A 17-point second quarter for the Lady Cats. And just 6 for Ringgold. Their offense really went cold there in quarter number 2.
Yeah, pulling their two bigs out, I think, is going to affect them a little bit. So that's something Gilmer's got to talk about, because their two big ones should be back in there with just 2 fouls.
We'll take a look at the scoring breakdown here after the first half of play. Riley Nayadley with 2 points for Ringgold. Bailey Pitts with 2. Addie Broom with 2. Rachel Lopez with 2. Caroline Hemphill with the 3-pointer. And Amber Gaynor with 4 points. She's the leading scorer for Ringgold. And I think you nailed that one right, talking about that old school philosophy. Going to be a low scoring output for sure out of Ringgold with just 15 points here at the half.
Yeah, that's very low scoring.
2 fouls for Nayadley, 2 fouls for Bailey Pitts, and then a foul apiece for Rachel Lopez and Amber Gaynor. For the Lady Cats, Ellie Callahan with 2 points, Hope Caldwell with 6, Beth Burnett with 7 on the back of 2 3-pointers, Emma Deaton with 6 points, Emma Callahan with 8. Hope Caldwell with 1 foul and Emma Deaton with just the 2. Gilmer's in really good foul shape here moving forward.
Yeah, they're sitting in a good spot. They just got to stick with the plan. Coach has done a good job preparing them. You know, they went from that full court to the 2-3, and they played the man. They've got to just keep doing what she's telling them.
A couple of double-digit leads for the home teams at half here. Haven't got a pick-and score yet, but 38-17, Lady Rebels leading up in Blue Ridge against Lovett. Looking to advance to the second round and host again.
Yes.
Coach, overall, your thoughts from this first half here? Gilmer really kind of turned it on there in that second quarter.
They did. It's kind of like they come out a little slow, but they have woken up, and they're ready to go. I think this is a very good-looking night for the North Georgia teams, all 3 of them. Looking good for Fannin. We're looking good here, and maybe we can get a score from Pickens. I mean, North Georgia basketball, girls, hey, we've had some good ones come out of here.
It's good to see all 3 programs good at the same time. I mean, you know, Fannon's had that long run of being good. Pickens has certainly jumped up and played well at times as well. 35-33 the Pickens score.
Wow.
At half. So that's a good one there in Jasper.
And it's funny, you know, these 3 teams start out playing each other at the beginning of the year. And, you know, they push each other in the ETC tournament, and now look at them.
That ETC tournament is one to think about. I was thinking about that earlier today. Preseason, COVID with all the changes this year, there was no games for any of these schools before that ETC tournament. That was just to get up and go.
Yeah.
And Gilmer came out, Fannin getting top 10 looks in the preseason out of AA. Gilmer wins that contest relatively easily.
Right.
Beats the Dragonettes as well. I feel like a tournament's a blessing and a curse in some ways. You beat a couple of good teams, it can maybe add a little more pressure to.
Oh, yeah. And with all, you know, with the 3 of them being in different classifications, it's not like you're looking to play the team next door. So I think that's a good thing, you know, that we're all 3 in different classifications and we can all push each other and cheer for each other. And
that's a unique development, of course, this year with Gilmer dropping down to AAA. Had played 4A for a long time against Pickens and been in that same region, and with Gilmer dropping down to 3A. Of course, Fannon's been in 2 for a couple of seasons now. An opportunity to kind of play each other non-conference, kind of for the bragging rights more than anything else, but an opportunity to kind of test yourself against other competition.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is Fannon's first year going AA, and it has meant a huge difference. I mean, you know, we came out of that region that Gilmer is in with North Hall and Lumpkin and the GAC. They were there when we were there. And then Dawson, oh gosh, East Hall. I mean, it was a – and somebody was talking earlier today about, you know, the different regions Fannin was in. It's only been about 10 years. We were in there with Buford.
Yep.
Now, that's one of those, I'm sorry, it was tough. I mean, we played Buford, GAC, and – you know, then that one year you mentioned North Oconee earlier, they were in our region.
Gilmer and Fannin in particular, when looking at realignment region-wise, has always had that tough decision of, do you want to go west over the mountain or do you want to go east over the mountain? Which way do you want to go? And, of course, Fannin now in this AA region primarily going west over the mountain, playing a lot of these you know, schools over the Rome, Catoosa County area. Gilmer, meanwhile, kind of going back to the east and pulling a lot of these all-county schools like they used to several years ago.
Well, you know, back it's probably been since the mid-'80s since Fannin has went west, and that was when they were AAA. They were actually in the region with Ringgold and Dalton. And so, you know, since then we have always went all county. I mean, you know, there for a while it was Fannin, Gilmer, Pickens in the same region.
Yep.
And then when we reclassified, you know, we were all together, and then we got split. And then, like I said, Gilmer and Pickens were in that same region for so long, and Fannin was left, and now, you know, we're all 3 separated. So, but AA has been great for Fannin.
Absolutely.
It has been amazing.
You look at the football season that the Rebels had this year. I mean, it's a winnable region for Fannin.
Very
I think
much.
Fannin's set up to compete really well in all of its sports in
Yes.
that AA region.
Very much so. I mean, football was successful. Girls cross country won region. Boys were runner-up. You know, our wrestling dominated. They brought home the state. Volleyball
Now, first
competed.
boys state championship in school history.
Yes, I always love when my little wrestlers come in there like, oh, we're getting a ring, we're getting a ring. And I was like, that's awesome. And, you know, they keep talking. I'm like, do you want me to bring mine so you can see it? And they're like, what did you get one for? When did the girls win it, you know? So it's nice. It's good for our kids, you know, good for the student body, good for our community. And, you know, with girls basketball and our boys basketball, they were very competitive this year. There's been years when that AAA, it's been hard to be competitive.
Yeah.
And so Coach Richardson does an excellent job with them. You know, he's got their attention. He's got them going in the right direction. So I think he's going to turn that, you know, in a couple years, they're going to be, you know, be much stronger than what they are. So,
Of course, Gilmer with a new football coach being hired. I know there's a lot of excitement in the community about that as well. Coach Standard coming from St. Pius.
Right.
A record of success there for sure. And a big get for a mountain school
yes.
to pull a Metro Atlanta football coach
Right.
that has been successful up here to a more rural area.
Definitely. Bringing a lot of experience. And that's what a lot of times, you know, we need in our programs is experience. And Union, you know, Union County's, I don't think they've hired their new football coach yet.
Hadn't last I checked.
I know Allison went to Forsyth, one of the Forsyth schools that's new.
A brand new school, yeah. Which I'm sure that's a alluring challenge to build a program from scratch.
Oh, yeah. And if he gets the athletes, he'll be good to go. You know, some of those schools, you get the new ones, and you're just overrun with athletes. And then sometimes it's one of those you just don't get any.
Well, and it can set you up for some relatively quick success. I think about Cherokee Bluff here in AAA in Gilmer's region. I think they won 2 football games combined in their first 2 seasons. And they turn around and they're a region champion this year. I mean,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they went 9-1. So you turn around in year 3 and you're able to put that kind of season together.
That's
pretty
good.
impressive.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of those coaches over there, you know, I know Benji, I think he's been at North Hall. He was at Johnson with girls, and I think isn't he the boys coach at Cherokee Bluff? I'm pretty sure. And so, you know, you've got well-established coaches like that. Those athletes are going to, you know, you build it, they'll come. Yep. They're going to go to him. He's a great coach. I remember playing him when he was, or coaching against him when he was at Johnson. He had an amazing team with those girls. And then he was at Gainesville. He's been all over. I don't know if there's a Hall County school he's not been at. I don't think he's been to East Hall.
Not East Hall.
That's no.
There's a lot of schools over there to choose from.
There is. And, you know, one year you can be top, and the next time it's just bad. You know, my husband went to West Hall, and there for a while we call it Worst Hall. Yeah. And, but, you know, they've had good teams, and, you know, it's just, you know, with Johnson, like I said, Johnson had some really good girls, and now they're kind of down. All right, they got the big 2 back in.
Riley Adley back in off the bench with those 2 fouls. Bailey Pitts back in there as well. They lost her quickly and early.
Still in that man-to-man. Oh, she got cut. Nice defense. And
a whistle underneath.
Should have taken that step first. She wouldn't have got beat there.
That went on Emma Callahan, her first.
Ringgold, a couple of them keep looking up at the scoreboard. They just
a little early for that.
Yeah, I know.
Back up top here. Lopez out on the wing. He's going to shoot a 3. That one's just short.
Nice look.
All ball, but a great second effort there by Gilmer to at least get that thing up. And now a 3rd opportunity.
Good teamwork right there. It was a good hustle.
As Ellie Callahan.
Switch the screen. Oh, wow.
Jump ball. We've seen several of those where it looked like it was going to be a several of those where it looked like it was going to be a jump ball or a foul, and instead a jump ball. Ellie Callahan with that one. The basket underneath. Callahan again, now 8 points. There's Nadley with 4 points now.
There we go.
Rebounded here by Ringgold as Tigers bring it back down, going for a three. Off the mark.
Pull it. Good rebound.
Good job by Callahan fighting underneath and getting that ball back.
They are busted. Look at that.
Gilmer already taking a little air out of the ball, too. Ellie Callahan into double figures now.
She's very dominant.
Five underneath, and there's a whistle.
Is that three on her?
That is going to be three on Emma Deaton. She has played well, 6 points.
And 3 charges.
And 3 charges, you're right. So she'll probably come out of the contest here in a second.
She's pretty frustrated, but she's playing so hard.
Playing real hard. And Ellie Callahan's going to come out for a breather as well. She's got 10 points in a 17-point lead for the Lady Cats.
Slowing them down a little. Oh.
Physical underneath there.
Number 4 is such a hustler.
Caldwell, yeah, got down there and got some fingertips on that thing. Three-pointer up, no good. Rebounded by the Lady Cats.
Ringgold's getting a little bit more physical. Not that they weren't in the first half, but. That was good on 24. She knew the girl was moving with her, and she just put that shoulder into her and drew that foul. That's an experienced player. A lot of times those younger ones will shy away from it and let the defense push them where they want.
Drive to the basket.
Nice.
Up in and good. Emma Callahan, she's got 10 points now.
2 of them in front of her. She just kissed it off the glass. She walked. Coach is pretty frustrated down here.
I don't think there's know if there's a lot, that you can do. Cause it appears Gilmer's just a little bit better here tonight.
Yes, very much so. I think shooting, I think inside, and I'm telling you, I hope somebody's keeping up with the rebounds because I'm very impressed with how well they are rebounding.
Basket underneath.
Oh,
nearly a travel.
Yep.
Three-pointer up and no good.
Oh.
Hook shot. That one off the glass. No good. Gilmer with the rebound. Under 3 minutes to play here in quarter 3.
Good hustle.
And a whistle underneath.
She got a nice soft touch, and she's right there to get her rebound. And she's just a junior, isn't she?
Yeah.
Wow. That's one of them sisters.
Maggie Reed with the foul underneath. That's her first as Hannah Scott comes into the contest. She'll come in here for Reed.
Oh.
Look at that basket from long two. Kick it back outside here to Burnett. Burnett drives underneath and loses it off her foot. Reach-in foul there.
Kind of slowing it down, seeing what they got.
Rachel Lopez whistled for her second.
Golly, it's so physical in there.
They've generally let them play here this afternoon.
Yeah. And it's been very good officiating. I'll have to give them credit. I mean, they've let them go both ways. I always hate when you get into that competition where they're calling more on one side. Which, when it comes state tournament time, you got to send your best refs out there.
Floater in the lane, couldn't get that one to fall. Thought about a three, drive to the basket, met by a wall there. That's Gilmer underneath, and I believe that one was Mark Reese with those arms outstretched. And a full timeout taken here on the floor. So timeout on the floor. 39-21 is our score here in quarter 3 with just north of 2 minutes to play. And Gilmer already taking the air out of the ball a little bit, slowing this game down, but have been able to work it inside and get some baskets.
Oh, yeah. They're sticking to her game plan. She's doing an awesome job calling the shots.
Big crowd join us here inside the gymnasium.
Yeah, but this is, like I said, I wouldn't expect anything less from Gilmer. And Ringgold's brought quite a few. Look around the rafters, they're all hanging out up there. Coaches, and I'm sure there's some scouts in here somewhere from the other schools. Cracks me up during a timeout, the referees put their gaiters up. Now they pull them down. They're 20 feet from each other, and they pull them suckers up.
Right when they're in the midst of everything, though. Right around the neck, though.
Yep. I'm sure there's some policy saying you got to do it. Ringgold
getting ready to sub here at our next whistle.
Nice pass.
Underneath, Ellie
sister to sister.
That'll certainly get the job done. Callahan with 12 points now. It's a battle between her and Emma to see who's going to be the leading scorer here tonight.
It's always something when you got those girls teams that just play well together, but then when you have siblings out there that can read each other, oh, man.
such an advantage.
Yes.
Years of playing ball together.
And you know they're hard on each other.
And a whistle underneath, and this one's going to be on Riley Nayadley. That's her third. Of course, Gilmer having good luck there in that first half, getting those bigs in trouble quickly.
Yeah.
That's her third. I believe they're going to have to go get her.
I think so. They got two sitting down there waiting to come in.
Gainer goes to the line. Lark Reese with her first points of the day. The foul shot there. Hemphill comes out of the game as well for Ringgold. Addie Broom in. Reese gets both of them to fall. 2 points for her. Just like that, it's a 20-point lead here.
I know, it's quick. But they've just, I mean, they haven't done anything special. They've just played Gilmer basketball, and, I mean, it's just added up.
Ringgold held to 6 points here so far in quarter number 3 with a minute to play.
Wow.
And, man, that height advantage right there. 32 is who came in for the height.
Oh.
And travel there as Reese with the happy feet.
She got excited. But yeah, when you got that length, man, that's a huge game changer. I think the bank's already closed. Jeez.
That one's open.
Yeah.
Bailey Pitts with the three-pointer. She's another one of those height players they really missed early.
Yes.
Her having to come out of the contest. She's a physical player as well.
Look at that.
And that's good hustle underneath.
Ringgold didn't know what got him there. She just kind of stopped.
And Reese just kept following the ball and had really little resistance to put it back up and in.
Oh, yeah.
Three-pointer. That one's good. Addie Broom.
You got to watch those. 6 seconds.
Gilmer
she don't know how much time.
Clock ticking down and had no idea how much time was left on the clock there.
Nope.
Did Beth Burnett, but that'll work out fine as Gilmer a 48-27 lead. Although they just took 3 off there, I think they had attributed it to the wrong team there on that last possession.
I'm not sure what they're doing.
(45-27) is our score here at the end of 3.
How's the others looking?
Looks like Stevenson is leading 50-38.
Stevenson is pretty good. I think they played a very tough schedule this year. And a lot of times when you play a tougher schedule, it makes you a lot better when it comes to tournaments, when you play them tougher teams.
Get some other scores as they roll in.
8 minutes. If they can withstand the first couple minutes here, they'll be good to go, I think. They just got to keep the momentum going their way.
It's an awful big hole to dig out of here. Now, Ringgold has shot the ball pretty well here this afternoon, but that's a lot of ground to make up when Gilmer can be in clock-eating mode as well.
Yep, and they're in that zone, so they got to make sure they cover the shooters. There's one.
Three-pointer up and good. Maggie Reed, her first basket of the day.
Gilmer's got to keep playing like they played the whole time. There it is.
Gilmer trying to answer back, can't get that one to fall, but Ringgold with the rebound and then a foul.
That's 4.
And Emma Deaton whistled for her 4th foul. And with those 6 points,
we got to get this crowd, these student sections, got to make some noise here.
Well, it was awful quiet there in the third. Of course, with such a big lead, it's easy to be, but I think the team maybe feeds off that energy a little bit. I'm sure that's a big part of that home advantage.
Oh, my. Thought that was going to rock in.
Off the back of the backboard and then nearly finding its way in. Deaton still in the ball game here with those 4 fouls. I think we're going to let her roll here with this 15-point lead.
Nice pass.
Ellie Callahan and 1 coming.
Old school 3, here we go.
And Bailey Pitts is whistled for the 3rd foul.
Oh, look at that. Tripped her up. It's a good hustle.
Good hustle there by Deaton with those 4 fouls.
Now I hear the crowd getting into it. I'm starting to yell at the referees. Listen.
A 17-point lead. 3-pointer, that one off the mark. Oh, Ringgold's still getting those looks.
Yep. Good ball movement.
3-pointer.
Inside out right there.
Emma Callahan, Ellie with that 1-point advantage for the leading scorer.
20-point lead is, wow.
Big Sis trying to keep up.
Yeah.
Drive to the lane, that one off the back iron.
Nice move. That was pretty.
Deaton, she's got 8 points.
Oh, look at that. 4.
Rachel Lopez's 3rd foul. And the 4th charge by this Ringgold Tiger squad.
That is awesome. That's amazing right there.
Deaton comes out of the ball game. The senior, a big applause.
And you got to protect her. You're up 22. You don't want to take a chance. And I know it's hard for some kids sometimes. They want to be out there because they're doing so awesome, but you got to take care of them.
So Pickens is trailing 52-46 at the end of the 3rd. Fannin leading 58-35.
Nice. It's going to start getting really physical here. That was...
Well, it's a 14-point game. Or 24 points, excuse me.
Yeah. She's got to protect her bit. I mean, you just... One tweak of an ankle, a knee, you're... That happened the year we won state. We had our starting post go out. Last game of the region. Oh.
Misfire there as Hope Caldwell reached that paw out. Couldn't get to it.
Oh. 20's back in.
Yeah. Very brief curtain call there. And
yep.
Still come back out and play it out here. 5 minutes to go. Gilmer in control. Beautiful cut to the basket.
Good rebound. Look at that.
Fighting for it underneath Deaton.
Playing with 4, and she's going strong.
Double figures now for the senior. And a whistle.
One's going back.
She'll come in for Brooke Wilson. That foul was on Hope Caldwell, her 2nd.
Uh-oh.
Stockberger just hanging her head over there on that
miscue
on the inbounds.
Very impressed with Gilmer here.
Hope Caldwell with some good defense there.
Yep. She's just tough. Nice move.
Good move, just couldn't get it in. Emma Deaton with a rebound. Three-pointer off the mark.
They're not wasting any time getting the ball off. Oh, it's a good move, good block.
Burnett and Emma Callahan come out of the contest. Emma with 13 points, Burnett with 7.
Not in any hurry here, just running that time, it looks like. Oh.
And that one tossed away. Here's Maggie Reed bringing it back down. Three-pointer, that one good look, but.
Not afraid to shoot it. They've got 3 subs coming in down here. Good take.
Yeah, whistle underneath the basket. Riley Nayadley whistled for that foul. That's her 4th. Allwell couldn't get that one falling. Wholesale changes here for Ringgold.
Three and a half left. Locking. It's a lot of more points. Because I don't see any of them not shooting. They're just going to.
They're going to go down there and cut it loose.
Oh, yeah.
Gilmer giving up that middle of the lane a little bit there. Here's Jade Gaynor. She gets her first basket of the contest. And here's Anna Waddell in for Gilmer. The freshman getting some minutes here. Lucy Ray is into the contest as well. A couple of youngsters for Gilmer in.
That's always good. Get them that experience. And they've got some good leaders out there, so they're going to take care of them. Short.
That one's short. Waddell with the defense there. Under 3 to play.
Man-to-man press. Oh.
Taken away. Hook is up and good. Gaynor with 2 baskets back-to-back here.
She's going to toy with her a little bit.
Callahan. Caldwell should go up top to Waddell. Waddell.
Nice pass. That was beautiful.
18 points now for Ellie Callahan. When as a freshman, you're driving to the basket, you know you want to just go for it. But a good job to give that ball up.
Get it to your leader right there.
To the open player, Reed with the basket. She's got 5.
And Ellie's just a junior, right?
That is correct.
Oh, wow.
So with all the senior experience that's on this team this year, you know she's going to be a major anchor next season.
Look at that. Oh, good hustle.
Good job going on the floor to kick it back out to Caldwell.
Look at that. That is nice.
Stop and shoot from Lucy Ray off the bench. She gets her first basket.
That made her not. Look at her smiling.
Got a big old smile for that one, certainly should. And quick timeout here.
Uh-oh.
I think that was a Gilmer timeout there. So Gilmer to talk it over here, leading 61-36.
Excellent game plan by the coach tonight. And those girls, they have hustled, they've played hard. You can't ask for anything else from them. Just continue for next week.
Absolutely. As they'll advance to the next round, which will take place, I believe, Friday and Saturday, second round action in the bracket. So quick turnaround.
So this week, yeah. It'd be nice if they could host another round. It all depends on that next
Get an upset there out of that Sonoraville North Hall. The matchup, no, excuse me, that would be the Greater Atlanta Christian Oconee County matchup, which.
So GAC's the one?
They're the one.
Wow.
That'll be a tough matchup for sure. If the GAC advances, 20 points for Ellie Callahan. And some substitutions. Sarah Mulkey, the freshman, going to come in. Hannah Scott coming in for Ringgold as Lucy Ray checks out of the game. And Coach Stockberger giving a hug down there.
Oh, that's tough when you lose. When it's the last one for the seniors. They give you heart and soul for 4 years, and then it's over and done. That's tough.
There's Drew Burke coming into the contest for the first time as Hemphill checks out, giving her a hug. And Ringgold emptying the bench right here as Katie Helton comes in as well. So a total fresh 5 on the floor for the Tigers. Meanwhile, Gilmer got some fresh faces. And then, of course, Ellie Callahan, I don't think she's coming out here on a 20-point performance.
Look at that.
Long 2 for Hannah Scott. That one's good.
And she's not been in there very long, has she?
No, she just checked in.
It's good for the future.
Stop and shoot. That one couldn't fall. Fighting for it underneath and a jump ball. Possession arrow giving it back to the Lady Cats.
Under a minute here. Look at that, going right to your money.
22 points for the junior Ellie Callahan. Gilmer with a nearly 30-point lead and a whistle on the contact. And Sarah Mulkey whistled for the foul. That'll send Sue to the line.
Well, this group Ringgold's got in, they haven't been scared. They went after it.
No, a bunch of youngsters, and they're in there playing hard, taking shots as soon as they get the opportunity.
And, you know, sometimes as a young one, you get put in there, it's like, oh, do I shoot it? Do I not shoot it? They are not scared, and they got good-looking shots. It's a good future for her.
Sue makes the first of 2. Boy, this home crowd cheering for Ellie Callahan. They want to see her keep pouring it on here on the back of a 22-point performance.
Going long, go long, go long. I shouldn't be coaching her.
It's hard to get it out of the system, isn't
it? She had her set up. She's going to do it again. Let's see. No, that girl's got it. There she goes.
Brings the crowd to its feet and put it in. 24 points now for Ellie Callahan.
Calling a timeout.
Margaret Stockberger will call a timeout and coach up these youngsters here. A 24-point performance for Ellie Callahan here so far tonight.
She's definitely got a double-double. Crowd's behind her. She's smiling. It's always a good thing. Oh, dear. I think the refs just wanted to be over.
Spun out of that one. Good hustle there by Callahan to swat it away.
Timeout.
timeout call.
You're going to have to go long again.
A timeout for Gilmer. And getting the confirmation that Ellie Callahan 2 points away from 1,000 points.
That's what the crowd is saying, yes.
Wow.
So if we can go long here, which I'm sure Coach down here is going to keep that from happening, but we'll see.
Come on, Bert.
And that is a stressful moment because she's so close, and it's like, oh. So if she can get that tonight and get that out of her system, she'll be good to go.
An opportunity to just focus on the game
Oh, dear.
next week. And this one overshot,
Yep.
but nobody touched it.
We'll go back down there.
Callahan was wanting that call for some contact.
All the way back down where they're inbounding. And it'd be so nice for her to get that here, not on the road if they have to travel. I think I might try to foul before they even get the ball in. I mean, what's it going to hurt?
Yeah.
You know?
Work, Kelly, work.
Fight for it underneath.
Ah.
We'll run out of time, but Ellie Callahan, a 24-point night. And 998 career points. That's impressive.
That's amazing for a junior, right? She's the junior.
Just a junior.
That's amazing. I think it's so bad they get out here and play and sweat and bump each other and they can't shake hands or at least walk through and say something to each other. And the other team's already no wave, no nothing.
The home crowd giving a big round of applause.
That's awesome.
A 67-39 performance.
They were ready to play tonight. They had everything going.
We'll get us a score update possibly here before we sign off the air, but we go look through the scoring bracket. Ellie Callahan with 24 points here tonight. Of course, we've got 1,000 for a career just as a junior. 7 points for Hope Caldwell, 4 for Lark 7 for Beth Burnett, Emma Deaton with 10. Older sister Emma Callahan with 13. Lucy Ray with a basket there off the bench. And heck of a performance here tonight by Gilmer. They really were just a better team. It became evident there maybe about midway through that first quarter that they seemed to be the advantage. A really quiet second. Kind of ended it there.
Yes, I think at first I was kind of worried when Ringgold came out and made a couple of those easy shots, but Gilmer responded. They got out and covered the shooter. They dominated the boards. I would really like to see the rebound count tonight because they definitely own the rebounds. Got a lot of second and third attempts, and that's always so important. It's a game changer.
Looks like Stevenson is leading Pickens 58-54 with 2 minutes left in that contest. So a really good one there.
They closed the gap.
On one of our other channels, and of course Fannin was up comfortably.
Right.
Last we saw 58-35, so Lady Rebels advancing to take on the winner of that Hurt County Banks matchup. That one will be in Blue Ridge.
Yes.
And then Pickens.
If they can pull it off, they'll host the winner of Mount Zion and North Oconee.
Yeah, if not, that'd be a big upset there in that 1-4 bracket. And then, of course, Gilmer defeating Ringgold.
Now, did GAC play tonight, or did everybody play tonight?
I don't know. I think there's some playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so, of course, Gilmer will face the winner of that contest. But GAC, they'll go on the road in Oconee County. If they can pull that upset in that 4 seed, they'll have to come to Alachase. So, heck of a ball game here tonight. Our mountain schools representing well here tonight. And Coach, you get the opportunity for Gilmer to coach them up for another couple days, and then you get to lace them up one more time.
That's right. That's what you play for. That's what you. That's the dream right there. And you can see all these young ones out here. You know they've sat here and they've taken every bit of this in, and that'll be your future here in a few years. It's always good seeing the babies out here playing.
That'll do it here for Melanie, for Suzanne Pass, her entire ETC crew. I'm Caleb Frady. So long from Gilmer High School. Gilmer advancing to the second round of the GHSA playoffs. The Lady Cats, a 67-39 winner over Ringgold tonight. Have a great evening. Thanks for joining in and joining history on ETC3 with 3 games at one time tonight. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening.